I'm Nana Farika. The time has come for the lioness to tell her story from her viewpoint and tell the world who Queen Omega is. This is the lion's voice.
What do you have to tell the people about Ras Tafari?
Light to the world. King of kings and the conquering line of the tribe of Judah. I left himself. Where's my ruler? Hey yo! Yeah. Hear them high, hear the black king on the 23rd of July. So tell them guy who praise God up in the sky, it's a lie. The Almighty living on your night. From ancient time them a try. Them Romans know them just open them suit and ties. Criminals ain't got no alibi, they stole my people. Then them come without them genocide.
Are you talking about slavery?
Them couldn't kill the lion where come conquer Judah tribe. Go through tribulation, I strive, see sufferation, I still rise. That's why we tell them in America, live Rastafari in every ghetto area. We come if tell them in Toronto, straight to Italy.
No, I was just trying to make a quick comment on what they mentioned about being into that notorious area in West Kingston. It was true, because I remember seeing the Claude Massop and the people from over Tivoli Garden, because I was born at Tivoli Garden Hospital, and I was and some of my sisters were born at Jubilee. So you see that it's two sides. I remember getting up and hearing gunshot out there too. And I remember Bingiari was able to communicate to the man them from over the side and the man them from over the side. Them did have a certain amount of respect for Bingiari and others, you know, but yeah, I thought that was very dynamic. So that was one of the reasons too that he had to take us out of West Kingston and take us to the country, because it was getting very violent and hostile, and you know, a lot of stuff was going on. A lot of people were being killed and this and that and all kind of things. Yeah, I know of the history of those communities and the demise of many ones inside of there, you know. He was what he used to keep him sanity was he was always very athletic and very engaged in sports. He loves football, and he was a coach at one point for our inner city youth club football team. I remember seeing him with his trophy that he won and at a young age too, you know. Anyway, so we move over to St. Catherine, and I had the first Nyabinghi there, consecrating the land. And as I was saying, that Aishiwawa was reminded when she came to Bingi Ari's rites of passage in 2020 that she was in her mother's belly, and Mama Ivan went down the lane beside the house to go look at the land, because it was 3 Rastafari family living there at the time. A brethren by the name of Puka, and his wife was Jennifer Lara. She was an artist too, and they have their children, Rastafari children. And you had Mama Fire, sister Mama Nora, and Ayentan over on one side, and I over. And so it was that 3 families. So it was I and I who hosted the Nyabinghi in St. Catherine, in consecrating that piece of property that Bingi Ari and Mama Yanzi bought, and build a nice wood house there, because in Bingi Ari's Iris, it wasn't building no concrete house, because it was all about back to Africa. And so everything that he built, he built it in the intention of temporary living space, that I and I are preparing I and I's mind to return home. And that was a serious thing in my family. And Bingiari instilled, Mama Yanzi and Bingiari instilled all of that in I and I, the dynamics of agriculture informally. But is what I'm seeing playing out today in most cases, the italivity and so on. But the Nyabinghi principle was what Bingi Ari and Mama Yanzi emphasized in the home, the italivity, you know, and it was all girls. So, you know, he taught us how to do everything, to chop the wood, because our kitchen was outside. No, the kitchen was inside, but the bathroom was outside. But when we went to the country, the people in the country, most of them had pit, what we call a pit toilet, outside toilet. But Bingi Irie was used to his flush toilet in Kingston. So even though the toilet was outside, and he made sure that he had a male section and a female section. Him don't play when it come on to that. So we had flush toilet and we had a shower outside. And he taught us how to use the axe to cut wood, because most of the time a firewood we had to use, and we use that outside. When we were using the fire coal, we would use it on the inside kitchen because the kitchen was inside. Okay. We had a stove. We had a stove. We had a stove that used kerosene oil, and there was a thing that you put in there that is called a spirit, and it's purple. Did I ever experience that the Judgment Quasi as a Jamaican?
No, I grew up most of my life in Toronto. Was what we had. Yeah, I grew up most of my life in Toronto.
Okay, I see.
But my parents are from Trelawney and from Clarendon, so they would have, experienced that type of life, So I'm the product of country people.
Yes.
But talk about, because there's a reasoning around communal living. So you were living communally with other Rastafari families, and we're gonna get to the topic, which is Rastafari family friendly. But talk about what was like. What was that like, living with other Rastafari families? So many girls, Rastafari people just around your community. What was that like?
Well, when we first moved into the community, it's called Augustone. A lot of people don't know the Augustone in St. Catherine. They think that is only Sizzler alone have an Augustone, but there's an Augustone in St. Catherine, in Bogwalk and the adjacent area. And so when we moved there, the people thought we were very strange, because a lot of Kumina, the expression of our Africanness was being expressed through Kumina and Pokomini and those kind of things. But when the Nyabinghi came, the people claim say it's called Augustone because they claim say every August the duppy them come out in the community, so the people want to go to them bed early. I didn't know how that worked, but it was a big thing in the community. They said that is how the community got the name Augustone, that every August most of the dead people them come out. And so they had to go into their homes very early. Wow. But they said when the Nyabinghi came there in 1975, whatever was going on, they said that stopped. That stopped. And the people who consider themselves to have been the science women, yes, the science women and the science men, they said that how the Nyabinghi come and knock out things, and they weren't able to perform certain things anymore. But I feel like it could be something like that. It was a mindset thing, because I felt safer as children to go there. So we come to the country where the duppy them there. We were so afraid at one point, but guess what? They said the Nyabinghi drum, for me personally, it was a real security for me. I felt so safe when my father would go on the drums, and he would go on it like going up into midnight and into the morning time. Bingi Irie was a scientist when it comes to the Nyabinghi drums. So he would do that, and sometimes Ayenton, his Mama Fire Sisters Kingman at the time, he too would go on the drums. So the brethren down behind us, who was living with his family, Puka, Ayukai, and Ayentan, all of them would come together from time to time, and the drums was the protection for the family there. And the people were really thinking that we were just crazy people, we were mad people. They couldn't understand that, because they have never seen that in their entire life. But they have grown to show a large amount of respect for I, because they saw, again, as the topic state, that I were loving people, and I was creative people, and I was progressive people, and I were cultural people, and I were wise people. And so they have grown. They didn't have any choice but to appreciate it. There were those who didn't want to, but they didn't know how to share love. But the majority knew how to gravitate to I and I because of what I and I brought there. And I brought a light of Rastafari in the community that they didn't want to leave I and I out of anything that was happening in community-based activities, community-based organizing, community-based initiative. They always come and they wanted my mother to get involved. They wanted I and I to get involved. That is how I and I learned more about community initiative and activism from a formal perspective, linking up with SDC, etc., etc. That is the Social Development Commission there that, you know, responsible for some of these social programs that we have available across the island. So yes, so it was beautiful. And then I looked forward in going to the Nyabinghi Isis because that's where I found solace, because even though in our community people were welcoming us, the general populace of Jamaica did not welcome I's African expression of the colonial concept under which the Jamaican society is ruled and run under.
Well, Haile Selassie the first of the Almighty, and this is the Chasmach Kwasi, and the mission, that's the restoration of the black family. Yeah. Who ja bless me, say no one curse. Black woman, it's time to merge. Black redemption, we're on the verge. Well, I don't care what you heard. Haile Selassie first, him no second or third. Cause even when their lines are blurred, the eyes stand straight, no bend, no curve. And him give you the love you deserve. Him don't come fi dominate, him come fi serve. Showed us the way home, I live his words. But I can't do it alone, so black woman, let's merge. High tall, sip and herbs, we merge. Massage, we calm her nerves, we merge. Together all demon purge, we merge. Another family emerge, we merge. We spoke and no speech was slurred, we merge. We agreed that Babylon's absurd, we merge. We had pain, now we feel cured, we merge. Hail the king, now she conquered. Well, I don't care what you heard. Haile Selassie first, him no second or third. Cause even when their lines are blurred, the eyes stand straight, no bend, no curve. And him give you the love you deserve. Him don't come fi dominate, him come fi serve. Showed us the way home, I live his words. But I can't do it alone, so black woman, let's merge. We met, something was stirred, we merge.